You know, it's not every day you hear about groundbreaking research that starts with catching an alligator, but that is exactly what one Kennesaw State graduate student is doing. Ben Angalet is diving deep into how these powerful reptiles may be adapting to saltwater as Georgia's coastlines are changing. So let's bring in Ben on this Friday to talk about what he's into and what he's discovering. Ben, so good to have you here on The Take. So you're studying something that most of us have never even heard of, I would say, tongue glands in these alligators. I got to ask you first, how did you come up with this and what sparked your curiosity about this?
Yeah, so while I grew up in Atlanta, I went to college on the coast of Georgia, and I also worked for Jekyll Island Authority, where we helped with routine alligator captures for various research purposes. And I started to develop questions because we saw alligators out in the ocean washing up on beaches, and I was always told that alligators were primarily freshwater animals. So during that time as park ranger on Jekyll Island, I just started to develop questions like, why are these alligators going into saltwater when we thought that they were primarily freshwater, and how are they doing this? Like, are they stressed out? Are they not?
All right, so I got to ask you this as well, because most of us are not science people, we're not biologists. What exactly do these glands do that you're going to be looking into?
So we have theories and we have good guesses, but we're not totally sure yet. That's the whole purpose of this study. So we know that crocodiles are able to use their tongue glands specifically for salt regulation and to get rid of excess salt water when they go into the ocean. That's why crocodiles can go into salt water for long periods of time. Alligators, we don't know that much about. We haven't really tested wild populations and seeing what those tongue glands are doing. Right now, they're theorized to just be able to secrete mucus to help for swallowing, prey items. But I think that they might have an extra capability to secrete that extra salt when they do go into salt water. So I'm testing coastal populations that are routinely exposing themselves to salt water, and then I'm also testing inland populations that have never seen salt water in their lifespan, and I'm trying to see if there are marked differences between their tongue gland capabilities.
All right, well, your research, Ben, also ties directly into climate change. Explain how rising sea levels and saltwater intrusion might affect Georgia's alligators that you're looking into.
Yeah, we have lots of coastal populations of alligators in Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina that are all facing kind of an imminent threat of sea level rise, storm surges, all things that climate change can contribute to. And we really want to focus on the hatchlings because the hatchlings are the ones that are smaller and definitely can't deal with salt water as well as adults can. And when we get things like sea level rise and storm surges that are getting increasingly more powerful as the years go on, these things can, drop lots of salt water into freshwater habitats and freshwater nurseries that these hatchlings are in and can kill them. We've found thousands and thousands of hatchlings die from this saltwater intrusion. And we also want to know how really inland populations, like in the Okefenokee Swamp, they're experiencing saltwater intrusion too via mining activities from humans. It's starting to break some of the underground aquifers and start introducing saltwater.
And from Ben, in your research so far, are we seeing any signs already that these alligators, these animals are adapting to saltier environments already?
Yeah, we definitely know one way that they're doing it, and they're doing it behaviorally. So coastal alligators can absolutely tell the difference between fresh and salt water. They know when they're in salt water and they will refuse to drink from it. They will make their way to fresh water if they can. Now, if you take an alligator from the Okefenokee Swamp, something that's never seen salt water in their life, and you drop them in salt water, they'll drink it readily, and then they could get really stressed or even die. So there's definitely a behavioral mechanism going on between these two groups of populations. But I just want to see if they're also utilizing their tongue glands as an extra means of osmoregulation or maintaining the salt content in their blood.
It's some extensive research that you're doing. And looking ahead, what do you hope your research leads to, either for conservation or for something you're doing for your own academic path?
Yeah, this could have really broad implications on alligator conservation, specifically for ones on the coast and inland populations as well. We need to know how these inland populations could fare when they do end up experiencing saltwater intrusion from human activities, human-induced climate change, things like that. Are we going to see a range expansion in alligators? We see that in the Everglades. Alligators are starting to move northward because the Everglades are becoming saltier and they can't handle those pressures. So we are starting to see alligators move, and just knowing where they move and how they're going to go about doing it can help with our conservation efforts.
And Ben, you're also a part of KSU's integrative biology program. How so far has the university supported the work that you're doing and the field research that goes along with it?
Kennesaw State University is an amazing school to go to. Right now, this kind of work is being done in the Department of Ecology and Evolution, and their group of professors and researchers are always imploring students to pursue their own interests and trying to work with them as best as they can to branch out to new facets of biology and make new break new ground. My PI, Dr. Nicholas Green, he primarily studies small mammals, but the scope of my research and my goals fit into how small mammals adapt to human impact and urbanization. So it all kind of fit into his stuff, and it's a great lab to be a part of and a great program as well.
Well, Ben, it's some great work that you're doing, and it's great to hear that you're being supported by KSU as well. We appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.